thank all of you for stopping by here, giving us just a little bit of your busy time. You could have chose to be anywhere at this time, but you thought it not robbery to come here and spend a little time with us as we recognize just some of the superheroes and some of those that did such diligent work to help so many in the city of Long Beach and other places. And we just wanted to recognize some of those contributions with so many tonight. And again, thank you for being here. Rebuilding by faith, stronger, wiser, and better.
And I want to say how proud I am. Look at the progress that we have in our city. We have progress, our capital programs, very important, and very important with the fact that people, in the most devastating times, we had smiles on our faces. Why? Because neighbors and friends were helping each other. Every restaurant was out. Food was being served on West Beach Street. From the restaurants that didn't have food, they had barbecues, they did anything. People were feeding people, people were helping each other, and that's what Long Beach is all about. The diversity of our population in our city is our strength. And the MLK is a vital part of the strength of our community. I share this with you. James Hodge, I'm there, and I have a reporter with me. A school bus pulls up outside. James comes out and said, hot food, hot food. These kids came off that bus, ran into that MLK Center and had hot food because nobody else had hot food around here. I mean, we did the best we could with all the relief that was around. The agencies did a great job, but our kids who were, wherever they were coming in and there was hot food. Then they had need of clothing, as James referred to before. People were coming in just so they can put something clean clothes on their backs. The center, the MLK Center, was a disaster area, but they were meeting the needs of our families and our kids. You know, when we have senior housing, people, older people, younger than me, older people, couldn't go up and down the stairs, they had no elevator. And who was going to get them food and water? The kids from the MLK Center were up there helping our senior housing, taking care of our people. There was a respect for everybody. And this is what City of Long Beach is all about. And I'm telling you because I feel this in my heart. I am so proud to be able to be part of a city where people care about people. There's a love here that is not found anywhere. Everybody in the state of New York knows about Long Beach, believe me. Every time I get up to speak, I tell them who we are and what we have. Nobody has the recreation programs that we have here. Nobody has the people doing the things that we do. We raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for not-for-profit agencies. We take all our natural resources and utilize them to help raise money to help people. Nowhere. When I tell them about the Polar Bear Club, $600,000 in one day for Make-A-Wish, the volleyball tournament that we have on our beach, Michelle O'Neill, we have hundreds of thousands of dollars for child cancer. We have the boardwalk that wasn't there, what is now being used. It's used by agencies to raise money for their non-for-profit agencies. Everybody knows who we are. Long Beach is a historical site that provides what I always said, beauty and happiness. Long Beach is a respite for the world. And you know what? We're all Long Beach. Because I know my whole life here that everybody knows everybody and cares for each other. And this you don't find anywhere else anymore. So tonight, I want to say something about James Hodge. By the way, this guy really got me screwed up in Albany. I sent him up there, Black and Puerto Rican weekend. All the people of color from all over the state are there. Charlie Rangel, all the highest elected officials. Now everybody knows I'm an assemblyman up there. And James Hodge gets up and speaks. Hello, I'm James Hodge. I'm Harvey's son. Now you know the questions when I went back to Albany. I said, yes, he is. We are. You know why? We have the same desire. He loves the city. He cares for his city. Everybody at that MLK Center. Roy and I put the shovel in the ground to get that center built. That money, by the way, in that administration was going to use the money to do something to build bridges in the canals. Never going to happen. We put the shovel in the ground. The MLK Center was ours. And that was 1981, if I remember. That's how fast your life goes by. Anyway, tonight, I just share this with you. You know, it's interesting. I heard a rabbi speak the other day at a funeral. And I'm saying this because James referred to this in a sense. And I'm saying this to all of you because I feel this way, and I say it to my kids. You know, God created you, you're born. Then your life is a journey. You have good things and bad things, but you're on a journey. And then the journey ends. So when you go on the boardwalk and you see people who are touching benches and are reflecting on the people that lived here, that passed on, or have fond memories of what Long Beach provided for them, they're all saying, we love you, Long Beach, and thank you for what you do for so many. And I'm saying that to you tonight. Thank you for your support of the MLK Center in our city, and especially our city administration, who did it above and beyond. And I'm telling you, I deal in government at the highest level. I fight for the resources that we have to get. But I know the money and the effort that I put in here is reaching out and taking care of your families and our city. It's my privilege to be able to say that, and I thank you for all your support. God bless you all. Have a good night.
But I'm also here today to ask for all of your continued participation, and just a little bit, because every bit helps. I personally got started with the center back in 2007. 1 or 2 nights a week I taught a legal argument class to some high school girls, and 2 of them ended up going with me to the National High School Moot Court Tournament, and they were wonderful in front of all these private school kids with their fancy coaches from the law firms. They were fantastic. And it was great, and when the board asked me to come and help, I was more than happy to do so. And you know, I only see great things in our future, and whether it's a little help, whether it's a lot of help, you know, we certainly welcome it. The honorees here tonight exemplify the best of what Long Beach is about. I think if at this time last year, you asked people to imagine what Long Beach would have been like the day after the storm, I don't think anybody could have in their wildest imagination. But I think if you told people how Long Beach would have responded to the storm, there's no doubt everyone would have believed it, because that's what Long Beach is. And the center really exemplified that, and it was a center for all of that to come together, and it was really a place for it to emanate and to thrive. And that's what we're about, and thank you all for coming and supporting our cause, and we intend to show you how good we can do. Thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting me here tonight. It is such an honor to represent National Grid, and who can believe we are almost at 1-year anniversary of Hurricane Sandy. The devastation and impact that it did to Long Beach and communities like Island Park is unthinkable. But here we are today, more stronger, wiser, and better. I think back to the days following Sandy, and when I came to the Martin Luther King Center and came to see James Hodge, and I could see the determination in his face on how much he wanted to help the community. And I knew at that moment National Grid could help. When people are in need, people really step up, and that's what everyone seemed to do. The experience truly changed my life, and I will never forget all the great people that I met along the way. I'm very proud to stand before you and represent a great company such as National Grid and the employees that work day and night to help out the community. And I would like to recognize all the workers here tonight from National Grid, because I'm just one face, but all these folks worked in many communities out there and did the same thing that I did. And I truly am very proud to be part of that group. And I want to just thank the Martin Luther King Center and James Hodge, and for all that you do for the community and the children in the community. Keep up the great work, and we support you. Thank you, everyone.
Over the last 12 months, people still trying to get back into their homes. Your perseverance, your heart, your compassion, your ability to withstand the storm, and no pun intended, you have truly, truly given inspiration to the rest of the folks in Nassau County. You deserve the greatest amount of applause. Give yourselves a great round of applause as well. But to spend a second on James, I could tell you, James visits where I am at. I'm a Nassau County legislator. I serve the areas of Hempstead and Roosevelt and Uniondale, South Hempstead, East Meadow, and I could tell you, you have no greater advocate that advocates for our youth to make sure that the county is providing the resources necessary for this center to survive. He is the greatest person for our young people. And as I look around and I see many of our young people, he constantly puts our young people first so they can be showcased in a bright and a very positive light. And he's phenomenal with that. But also, he embodies everything that's good. And I say that because the county is not always the best organization or entity to get services delivered on behalf of the people of Nassau County. You need an MLK Center that bridges the gap between the middle class families and the folks that are at a disadvantage, and bridge that gap between the services. And that's why this program and why this center is so instrumental. And you see the benefit. Each and every one of you out here tonight supporting a great organization that puts our kids first. So let's give James Hodge and the MLK Center and Todd a big round of applause. God bless the MLK Center and God bless. I even get an opportunity to present the plaque. But it gives me great honor to present this to James E. Hodge. What does the E stand for? Edward. Oh, all right. It gives me great pleasure to present this to James E. Hodge, Board Chair, Long Beach MLK Center, in recognition of your untiring commitment and to volunteerism for the benefit of the children and families of Long Beach community, especially in the aftermath of the storm. Please join me in a round of applause, and please stand to your feet and give this great man your attention. Thank you so much, James.
Back to give to the community, for the entire community. We appreciate it, and really there are no words that could suffice. So on behalf of the city, we're presenting tonight this proclamation to the Long Beach Martin Luther King Center. We're going to present it to James because if you had to put a face on the Martin Luther King Center, it is James Hodge. And thank God for that. We're thrilled. Thank you for everything you do. To you and the board, thank you so much.
What we did is I wanted to make sure that my mom and dad was able to get to my cousin's house, and my sisters came over. We couldn't get to one another, and I know they were calling me and I was trying to call them, and we couldn't get to one another. But whatever the case may be, I just really want to thank my mom and dad for being awesome. And my dad would be here, but he's in Florida right now as he still continues to recover from his stroke. Our house still has to get knocked down. It's just an empty shell with nothing in it, but that is being worked on, like so many other homes have to get rebuilt. And then my mom would be here, but my mom is no longer with us anymore. In April, unfortunately, my mother had a major stroke that we thought that my mom would be able, to come back here after I was to get the house ready. And she's still with me because she's instilled in me what I'm doing. So this whole dinner is really awesome. And sorry to take this time, but this is like one of my first big programs I'm a part of, and my mom and dad is not here, but I know my mom and dad is always going to be by my side because, again, I'm part of them. But I tell you, she's a great lady, and I thank God for 37 great years that she gave me and instilled so much in me. So I say to every one of you, continue doing what you can do to show love to a family member, a grandparent, whoever. And many of you may have saw my mother doing the distribution like everyone else, getting clothes or getting food. But again, I thank God for a strong mom. And she probably would tell me to be quiet by now. And you know, she's very strong. Again, 9 children, and I'm the youngest of 9. And again, my sister just had a major stroke who's taking care of my dad in Florida. So in the midst of it all, we find comfort in being able to help out so many. And just a special thank you to each and every one of you, because I am able to continue doing what I'm doing because of the strength of all of you. And again, thank God for my family and just strong supporters. Cedric and your table, please stand, Ced. All you guys. Need some, and Sean stand, Cecil, some young guys that's just always there, and my big brother James over there. Those are some young brothers that's always around to help me with whatever it is at the Martin Luther King Center. And I'd just like to thank all of you, and Elijah. There's so many people here that I'd like to thank. My niece and my nephew who's here representing the rest of the family, and Mrs. Hall and everyone. And I'd like to thank again the president of the CSEA and his wife, because they are truly, truly supportive. No matter what is going on, they're always by my side.